to take this air conditioner off this window.
We
Hi,
are
everyone.
supposed to be.
Before we got on, I was saying I need to take my air conditioner out of my
And I
window.
was saying we good
And
because
Dana was eating her chips. Dana likes to eat before the show. That's the second week in a row. Hey, Tasha.
Hi.
Dana doing an advertisement plug.
sorry.
So, ladies, how was your weekend?
I actually got some rest, like you told me to get some.
See, Tasha, how about you?
Busy.
How about you, Tasha?
Very busy at work. Very busy. It's COVID crazy. Research numbers are going up. A lot of projects I'm on. It's just one of those busy times, and vaccines will be given soon, within the next week.
Really?
Think about that though, the vaccines that people of color like us taking those vaccines. Now.
Well, I'm not per se a big fan on taking a lot of medications and everything. Even though I am a nurse, I do believe in trying more holistic stuff. But at some point, if you do need medication that's prescribed, then you should take it. Like in reference to if, your natural things that you normally do or therapeutic stuff you're doing is not working, then you should definitely try something else if it doesn't work for you. So with vaccines being said, I have a thought about vaccines, and I guess one of my big things is if any country wanted to just knock United States out, all they got to do is put it in a vaccine, and we'll be gone. Because the vaccines are not made over here; they're made
really
overseas. So, what do you say to that? I mean, that's all they got to do.
That's it, huh?
So COVID vaccine will be they have two types out. They have one that's one injection, and then they have one that has two injections you have to get. And of course, majority of hospitals are going with the two injections. Right now, hospitals are asking for workers, employees to volunteer to take it. Well, they probably will start with the elderly patients at facilities. Could be like nursing homes, hospitals, because they're the most vulnerable. But again, healthcare staff will be getting it. I mean, they're not going to make it mandatory, at least here in North Carolina that I know of, it's not mandatory. I know the UK have already started giving the vaccine out.
Really?
Yes. So lots and lots of work. Busy for me. Lots of conferences and just a lot of data, a lot of research, a lot of note taking, a lot of PowerPoints to do, a lot of presentations. So it's just a lot of work into this. And I just thank everybody in the healthcare field for helping out. And I just want to tell the public, please wear your mask. If you don't want to wear it for yourself, wear it for somebody else. Wear it for your grandma, your grandpa, somebody else, grandma, grandpa, someone who has a low immunity system or any other kind of health effects. Wear your mask. The gatherings, we've got to slow down. I know probably like in February, March, and April, China was number one. Now we're number one on the charts with COVID.
Oh,
deaths and actually being positive for COVID. You can go on Johns Hopkins EDU website and you can check it out. We're number one. It's pretty sad because I remember we was tracking it and we weren't number one at all. And we're up there, and China's probably down to maybe in the 50s or 70s now.
And Dana, how was your day?
Today? Like, nah. My day was, I took Chastity to the orthodontist, of course.
Oh, she can braces.
No, she got a retainer check. So she got the braces off. So you had to check and see everything's okay. Hey, Michelle. Look, now that's got on.
I should have just kept my gum in.
Right.
Danny, so you have to get your glass. I have to put that.
Yeah. The answer to Michelle, no, I'm not taking the vaccine. I'm not volunteering to take it. It's not mandatory, so I won't be taking it.
Non-mandatory is good. For us Black folk, that Tuskegee, we go back in the day. So we're not too,
And did you know? So, starting a doctoral program, you have to get approved to do your doctoral studies because of this Tuskegee experiment. They have to make sure whatever your dissertation is on, hey Jenny, that it's not going to affect anyone's health or anything. So it's, I think, John, it's called the IRB. So when you're ready to do your dissertation and your research, you got to make sure that it's approved so that there's no humanly body harm or
Love you too.
just because of the Tuskegee experiment.
Because of that.
And that's why you should not be starting dissertation and research work prior to getting the IRB to certify or to okay your research.
See, y'all, for those who didn't know that, because I didn't know that.
I did not. Thank you, John, Lonnie. Yep.
And that's at a lot of hospitals. As you know, all VA hospitals are research hospitals, as well as Duke. You have to get the IRB team, and they are the research base that does all the trialing and everything. It's a lot of paperwork, but definitely you have to get that. It's even after you do your PhD disinterment, even when you go in the medical field, you have to get IRB to okay those researches that you're doing.
But even if it's not medical, you got to get into because I want my dissertation to be on prison reentry and people coming from out of prison and reentering society. But I'm like, I got my subjects. Even though my guys be like, we tired of being people homework assignments. I'm like, shut up. So you got to make sure that there's no harm, or no files, no anything. So
yeah. There's a lot of stuff out there that you have to do that requires a lot of stuff that people don't even realize that's out there. There's a lot of grant money out there for research. It's just a lot of paperwork you got to do, so
you have to get it approved. I mean, so that I'm tired right now, right?
How was your weekend and today?
Yes, Tammy.
Oh, well, I had a paper due last Tuesday, and I sent it in on Sunday, and I think I was more bothered that I didn't care that it was not done. I'm tired.
Oh, that's different.
That's very different. That's the first time in my academic career I've ever submitted anything that late. But it was in, and it was an annotated bibliography. It was a lot. So here I am. I'm tired, and as I told the girls that my cousins, I started a 5-week boot camp challenge. So I'm up every morning at 5 a.m. at the Max Challenge in Union, working out for 45 minutes. It was just something for me to boost my body. People typically wait to the end of the year. I said by January 1st, I'll be.
We want some results we want to see.
Right.
So now that you said that to the
public, on January 1st, so everybody's running to the gym.
Now that you said that to the public, we want to see before.
I told my nail tech, I was like, I don't want you to think I'm smoking or getting high or anything because I plan on being skinny. But she's like, Tim, you're crazy. Yes.
Oh God.
Yeah.
That's
that. Yeah, that's right. Michelle's behind me now, but then I have to write a 4,000 word paper. That's not due just a second. So
just imagine if you want to become an MD, you get your PhD, then you still got to go back to school and get your fellowship. So that's another 4 more years you're working, and you get a subsidized income for that. Maybe
education is always ongoing. It never stops. Because if you're like my best friend Eric calls me a lifetime student. When you're a learner, you always find other, like I wasn't really how can I say, I wasn't really prompted to go back to school until I met my population of guys that I work with now. They're very interested in anytime, like Ron, who was on our show, who did 30 years, and he just took the LSAT in the 60s. So, sometimes they're so motivating to me because it's like if I sat behind a wall for 40 years or 30 years, education probably would be the last thing on my mind. But these guys come home.
No, not necessarily.
Get it done.
But to read some books and figure it out.
I'm saying, to want to do that at 60, that's a lot.
Oh yeah, at 60.
And a lot of my guys are challenged with the technology aspect of it because they don't know technology because inside they don't get that. But I was very inspired, and I just want to see what this looks like if I could do just a case study on what because the Second Chance Pell Growth program was reinstated by Obama in 2016. So a lot of guys got the opportunity to go back to school while inside. So I want to see what it looks like if you like study a cohort of students, what happens to them 5 or 10 years later after, because education is not necessarily the cure to everything for them, but it gives them a start,
Yeah, I know my profession, I have to keep up with certain accreditations and hours of continuing education. I have fees to pay. So there's always stuff that you have to continue to do. And the hospitals require you to have a certain amount too per year. Even per quarter, sometimes you have to do stuff per quarter and
so
annually.
It's pretty much like professional development.
What'd you say?
It's like this professional development.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And then things change, so you always got to learn what's the newest.
What's going on?
Yeah.
What's up?
But anyway, going into our topic, family relationships, we just had a little talk about each other, about what's going on in our lives. So for the first time, I guess.
Right. We have no guests tonight, so we are it.
We don't got nobody holding us.
But we talk all the time. It's just that we don't talk on camera. So that, I think that's the probably most difficult thing. Is like, can I say this on camera? Because we've done it.
Right.
Dana cannot eat on camera.
Right. That's the podcast, because we have these real talks for hours and hours via text.
Via text. But tonight's discussion is like right here: family relationships, family issues, family drama, family matters, everything that has to do with family. We've had this conversation already over the phone, like Tammy said, through text. So it was so good that we decided to say, we got to use this for the show, the podcast. I don't even know if is this a podcast anymore now?
It's a show.
It's a live podcast. Yeah. It's live and it's visual.
Okay. I'm like, is this a show?
It's a show. It's a show to me.
I know, right? We're Preston that. Preston gonna have some questions.
Preston.
That. We always see Preston.
I know. But what are you saying, Dana?
This is interesting because I don't want to go into what our family drama problem, anything that we have, because it's probably common to all other families. Honestly, it probably is. But I know I had some questions.
Okay.
My one question, because I my memory is like 5 years old now. So the question I had for you guys, and I want y'all to explain this to me. And I don't know if you guys handle this, but you guys have siblings. So how would you handle sibling jealousy? Do y'all ever go through that?
So I guess, do you mean sibling jealousy as far as your sibling being jealous against you or somebody else?
Yes.
Tasha always trying to water them questions. Get to it, Tasha.
No, because
can I say this? I'll take it as far as saying family jealousy from your cousins and your.
That's right, Tammy.
So I wouldn't per se say that it's like sibling jealousy. Sometimes I feel like they may feel some type of way if you're always throwing stuff in their face or if you're always bragging about yourself. So sometimes I think people take it as their sibling being jealous, but they don't know where it actually come from or what it stemmed from or what they're going through, because sometimes you cannot understand each other. So for instance, my sibling Q and Fred, we had a conversation the other night, actually, which was pretty funny. All three of us was on the phone, and all three of us never get on the phone. Like, we make text, but not actually talk. So we were talking, and they were saying things like, Tasha, we know that you come from a pure heart and you always want the best from us, but sometimes we don't need that. So I may throw comments to them as a whole, and there's 6 of us on this text. I throw a comment as a whole and be like, life is what you make it. Life is a camera. It's a picture of something that just happened, but you can continue to keep taking pictures. So it may be comments like that I may throw, or I may say, well, when is this going to stop in our family gene? Or when is this going to stop in our family generation? And so it's comments like that. They were saying, like, we don't need that sometimes. And I'm like, well, it's my opinion and it's who I am. So I understand y'all telling me, and I'm grateful that y'all telling me now, but I'm going to still be me. Because I'm always want to do something positive and make your mind kind of transform and think to a further level.
Okay. Tammy, what about you?
I never quite
different.
Huh?
You said something different. You said,
well, well, you have sibling and family jealousy. I just never understood the concept because God gives us all the same 24 hours in a day.
yes.
He gives us all something, you know. God never leaves us empty-handed. So I'm never going to look at Tasha or Dana and be jealous. One, because I don't know what struggle got them to where they are right now. Two, God gave me something. Now, am I going to work it or am I going to be sitting here? So I remember this scenario someone said. So sometimes people miss their blessings because they're always looking at somebody else's picture, right? So I'm looking at your picture. Okay, so the scenario is that God gives us all a jigsaw puzzle. So I see you putting your puzzle together and you got like roses, but God gave me a jigsaw puzzle and my jigsaw puzzle might be a toilet. This is exactly. But God may say he want me to be a a sink. I said a toilet, like a sink.
I get it.
Toilet, right. Toilet, a sink, toilet. He was like, what if your puzzle was indicative of you owning a large janitorial business? But you so busy looking at the roses, you missed the sink and the toilet because you like, this is a sink but there's a multi-million business over there in the sink puzzle. So I don't get into that space of jealousy. And I feel like it's a part. Jealousy is also a way of saying that you don't believe God can do great things for you. Right. Because what it's saying is like, Tasha got it and I can't get it. It's like whining.
So let me do this because sorry, Tasha, because this is gotta go for Tammy. But you know, we grew up together. So did you ever feel that? Like our parents just say to put us into that little bubble, like this one is doing this one is doing this one. Did you ever feel like that growing up?
Mm-hmm. Like, and you know, Michael and I are 5.5 years apart. So how many years are you and Corey apart?
4.
Okay.
4. So Jana, do you mean that as far as the cousins or the siblings?
See what Michael's
That's crazy. Don't start with Michael because he's crazy.
What did Michael say?
Look at, we just asked this and we just said this.
No, we did. We never had a competitive nature because my brother clearly he's a boy and I'm a girl, and it was a big difference. But I do find, I do find that Rose Terrace is the street that we lived on. He said TT was my crimey, like we crimed together. So I just think that we just never was in that space. Michael, and I will tell people unapologetically, honestly, Michael was always smarter than me. Michael could show up and literally I'll tell our parents to shut up, Michael. But I had to apply myself. He's crazy. I'll tell y'all what
he's here for. That's
I'll tell you what Patsy is. So I just think that, you know, but I became the academic. Now, honestly, Michael could have easily been the academic because Michael's like literally can show up to the show. Like Corey, right? Yeah. Like Corey was the brainchild. But I you know why school and education became my thing? Because I don't like to work hard. Not physically. I gotta do brain work. I'm not cut out for no physical work. And I don't even like to sweat. So I already know what it's gonna be. But yeah, I just don't think jealousy is where does it come from? And why? If we're family, why can't and you know what's more important, what's bad to me? The hidden jealousy. Because you say there's not a problem and it's really a problem. That's a problem for me. Yeah. Get it on the table, because what happens is things start dissipating and things begin to break up, and then you see people's true colors. And it's like, so that's how you really felt.
And for me, it's why not talk about it? Because you just never know what somebody else is feeling. But if you talk about it and get one's perspective, then we may be like, oh, you know,
and you can't be 5. You can't quit all the time.
Can't be 5 now.
Her and that 5.
She understands the 5. It's the 5. The 5. You're gonna see, Tasha, when yours turn 5. Sorry.
Let's see what Jenny said. Sometimes sibling jealousy comes from parents bragging about one of their siblings. I agree, but in sense of being proud, the sibling may take it wrong way. And that's what I'm saying. Like,
that's true, Jenny. That's true, because parents can do that. But this is my thing. If you're not the kid they're always bragging about, then do something that your parents are proud of. If you're the problem child, and then you got this one that's always doing something.
Say it one more time. Say it one more time. Go back. Say it one more time, because you said a valid, good point.
If you are the problem child, then figure out what the good child is doing, or the person who's winning, and get on the winning team.
And you said, and do something about it to make the child, that make the parent proud. How about that?
Right. You got to make the parents proud.
Okay, so I agree with that. But for instance, to me, and I don't have any children, but this is my outlook. I feel like the parents, it is your job to find what your child is good at and push them towards that. And it's not going to be the same thing as the next child.
But Tasha, we talking about at 20. If you ain't pushing somebody at 20.
I'm not saying at that age. I'm saying when there are children growing up.
I'm talking about our generation. So that means we coming from the 70s and on down into the 80s. So you got parents that never taught children how to learn about credit.
That's true.
We come from that era. Remember that now, like seriously.
But you also have people who don't know what that no is a valid answer, just like yes, because they grew up in a space where they always were told yes, and so when they get grown and people saying no and there's opposition, they pack their stuff and go. Like, come on, ain't nobody got time for that.
Yeah, she right.
I do remember that my sister told me that some people was asking her, like, how did your sister get that type of car? What do you mean how? How did she get a house at 23 years old? What do you mean how? I don't understand the reason how, because if I can do it, you can do it too.
But imagine if Qua was.
And if they would have came to me, I would have told them.
But imagine if your sister was already feeling insufficient and insecure. If someone said that to her, there may have been more rivalry from her towards you. And that's what I think it is too. People are very insecure. And when you come and shine a light, they feel some kind of way.
Yeah.
And I'm not in a place at 45 to dim my light
for nobody.
And I'm not saying that it's an arrogance, but if I'm good at what I'm good at, I'm good at what I'm good at. And guess what, sis? You better figure out what you're good at and stop being mad, because you're missing your blessings being mad. Like, you know what? Jealousy comes from it's really a sickness. It's like a cancer.
Yeah.
And it eats away.
Yes.
It's bad. It's a bad thing. And you cannot.
It's a disease.
Prosper jealousy. Huh?
It's a disease.
It is. Because what you're constantly doing is comparing yourself to someone else. And you're saying, I'm not enough. And this person has too much. That's not cool.
Right, Michelle. I love Michelle. Michelle in my mask.
I know.
Love
Eminem. So that's really where, my thing about that civil rivalry, but I never had to experience that. But I do look at some of my friends who have like sisters. Women go through that a lot.
I'm glad
we have brothers. So, but I find siblings that sometimes have a lot of females, and it's really
something. My daughters are 17 months apart, and that's one thing I taught them. I said, that is your sister. Mm-hmm. If none of the friends are there, I don't care. You always include. You always make sure that she has. It doesn't matter. I said there should never be. Get out of my face. There should never be no hate when it comes to your sister, especially when you're only 17 months apart. You know what I mean? I'm an advocate. Like, I don't play that game when it comes to siblings. When it comes to, because I know friends that don't like their siblings. Like,
yeah, that's pretty bad.
Well, what about cousins?
That goes on in our family today.
Yeah. Well, yeah, cousins is a different.
Like that. I don't. I'm always voicing my opinion. I hate that because we're so powerful. Honestly, you're powerful. You're powerful. Our cousin Jennifer's powerful. I'm powerful. Hell, Michelle is powerful. She's over here.
But you know what it is? It's about It's about you finding your lane and walking in your lane, because when you start crossing over is when it gets whack. Like, stay in your lane and be good with what you're good at.
But
I'm not used to coming into the Taylor family. I'm not used to not being able to help each other as cousins, not being able to help my aunts, my uncles, in anything. I'm just not used to that. So to me, on my mom's side, we may not, me and my aunts and my uncles and my cousins, we may not talk, but you know, if there's something that they need help with, we know each and every one who we can go and ask, or get auntie to go ask him, or somebody else to go ask him, so we can actually get that perspective from that person that we know they have good intentions and they know more about that. So I agree. That part kind of breaks my heart sometimes, that I feel that me coming in learning my family on my dad's side, I feel like,
well,
where
I don't even know that much, because I'm like the last of the Mohicans to know about my side of the family on my dad's side, because I'm so late, and I'll be like, when, what, who? But from what I've seen, we got a lot of work to do. Like we just.
And I'm not saying.
But the thing is, you got to be honest with your feelings. So we're here, and we all know that it's 3 of us now, right? Not 4. But we have to do some work, and you have to be honest, because I stated, you saying everything is fine, but then you do shady shit. That's not okay, because then you wasn't okay. You were hiding and suppressing emotions, because the minute you got the opportunity to drop a ball and run, that's what you did. So for me, are we going to talk about this, or we going to not talk about this? Are we going to be real about this? Because if you don't be real about it, as Corey said, you'll find yourself right back. When me, you, Corey, and Tasha was on the phone that day, you'll find yourself right back in the same spot. And here we are.
And I do feel that we should be able to talk to each other, even if it's things that you don't like about each other, because at the end of the day, we're all grown. And what you say,
you can tell me.
But this is the thing. I met Tasha 5 years ago. I think I'm so candid with her, and we fight all the time, because I'm like, Tasha, I don't like
fight, though.
Huh?
I think that's like, because y'all want to fight.
We do. It's fun, though. And I mean, like, we fight, and then 5 minutes later, we on the phone, like, so did you eat? Like, it's the funniest thing to me. But I'll say something, and she'll be like, I don't like, I'm like, Tasha, you doing too much.
I'm going to be honest with you. We actually, Dana, we do fight. It's a real fight. Like the other day, she like hung the phone up on me, and I like called her back, and I'm like,
that's not a whole story.
Anyway, like I said, this is how I felt. When she hung the phone up, I like call her back, and she's like, why do you keep calling back? I said, so are you just giving up on the conversation we had? She's like, but why do you keep calling back? I said, we keep calling back if you hang up on me.
When Jennifer did it, it was a problem when Jennifer banged on the conversation. So why you can do it and Jennifer couldn't do it?
I kept picking up the conversation. She's telling you partial. So this is how it went down.
She still hung up.
No, listen. I sent Tasha a box, right? And I told her to look in the box or whatever. So so her husband immediately says, she wasn't acting like that until she got on the phone with you. She calls me, right? And
oh, see, now Tasha, I'm done.
Wait, she doesn't say hello.
No.
Wait. She gets on the phone and she goes,
we going left. We going left.
Listen. She calls and she goes, you didn't tell me what to do with this. I said, Tasha, first of all, it's too big. I said, Tasha, whoa. I said, I gave it to you for future. I didn't give it to you for now. Like, I know where this.
It should have said future in the box.
No. I should have sent picture. First of all, if you would have called with a nice attitude, sis, I wouldn't have hung up on you. Okay. And second of all, if you would have waited, we could have did a whole virtual fashion show on the phone. But you called me screaming.
So let's get to the point. Hold on. So audience, Tammy and wait. Let's get to the camera.
I'm not finished. What I'm not, Dana, is her child. Like, you're not talking to me like a crackhead on the corner. Like, no.
See, there she goes. The pit bull is out.
But you call me yelling. So I'm like,
listen. So this is why I call like that. Tammy buys my clothes. She does my whole wardrobe for work. When I became, got out of floor nurse, and I'm like, Tammy, I don't have any clothes. She's the fashion diva of the family. Right. She gets the clothes. So when I got my box before for work, she told me, you know, you're gonna put this on with this gonna be matching with this. This box I ain't getting no direction. All I kept as she saying, did you get your box yet? Did you get your box yet? And I'm like, no, I didn't get my box yet. The box I got before that, she told me ahead of time, oh, there's a dress in there. But
I don't know how to be fighting now, though.
It don't even matter.
But Tasha be telling half the story. How am I going to tell you what to do with it? Jada, wait. How am I going to tell you what to do with it? It's a box of pants. It ain't nothing I can tell you till you get it. It's a box of pants. Like, what are you doing?
So what she told me, Dana, and audience, after I got the box and I said that to her, she's like, oh, you can cuff the pants, but you got to cut them and then fold them this way. And I'm like, do what? I don't know how to do that before you wash them so they'll fit right.
Tasha, do we not have virtual fashion all the time?
I'm not cutting any pants and folding anyway because that's not my fashion. If I cut them and fold them, they'll look like alfalfa. They'll look like alfalfa pants.
Wrong.
She crazy, y'all. Nevertheless, yeah. I mean, Dana, I'm back with yeah. Thank you, Michelle. Let's bring it on back because Tasha be wilding. So yes, you know I'm limited to what I can say. So I'm like, Tasha,
I'm so bad.
You don't bring it on.
She want to say, damn. Sorry. God damn. I didn't mean it.
Right.
So see, Dana, we do fight. It's like a real fight. It's like, but then we just let it go.
Because you know what, y'all have a special relationship going on. And that's how I want all of us to be.
Me too.
But we're not grown enough. Some of us are not grown enough to do that.
Well, I think we are. We just have to.
We're not.
Strengths and weakness.
Because it wouldn't be 3 people on the screen.
Well, Dana, I agree with you.
Thank you. Because somebody, Tammy is a stubborn little.
No, I'm not. I tell the truth. I tell the truth. Y'all want to be dancing? No.
Where is that?
Everybody knows me. I am a straight shooter. I'm like,
I know, but sometimes I want you to sit down. You can still shoot sitting down.
Nah, you missing your target.
See, there she go. Fine. You be like this.
For those who don't know, it is affecting. Well, it affected me. It affected all of us. I don't care what nobody say. It affected all of us because our other cousin, Jen, is not with us. And I don't know if we got the record straight for everyone. Did we tell everyone about Jen not being with us anymore? Because I thought you told me somebody.
I did. I said it on there that she went to other avenues.
Okay, so we got that straight. And for all the audience that's watching or listening, we don't have to reiterate it though, right?
No, but that's why we're fine and tailored and not fine tailored anymore.
Because of what, Tammy?
We just had to revamp it.
Don't play.
That's just like Beyonce, the crew Beyonce and them. They had to separate.
It's always the girl.
Let me tell you something. It's not bad. No, Michelle's not. Keep it moving. See, Michelle. Let me tell you something, because I'm gonna bring her back on here. Because we are grown like that. All of us. We're grown like that. Tammy, you should know better because Tammy was with Jennifer all summer. How about that? Look at her, y'all. Look at her. She's doing take a deep breath.
But if you're gonna be honest about it,
I am.
We're gonna be honest because we're gonna talk.
But Tammy, what were some other questions you had? Come on, Five. What were some other questions we had?
So this was my biggest thing. How do you deal with that kind of stuff with family? Because guess what? You got to see them. You write your friends off. You be like, I ain't got to mess with her anymore. You want to see these jokers at a funeral, a family reunion, a baby shower, a bar mitzvah. You're gonna see them. How do you deal with that? And y'all know,
to me,
y'all know how I deal.
So that's the question to the audience. Y'all put your comments in there. How would you deal with a family member that you don't vibe with like that no more when you see them?
To me, you keep it cordial. I don't care what nobody says because you're always going to need them. That's your family. Your family. That's your family.
But you know how I do, Dana.
You keep it classy. Hello.
You know how I keep it classy. I don't see you.
Thank you, Michelle. I just said that. Keep it cordial. You keep it classy. Speak when spoken to. You've done it before.
I did it for years.
That's right. You've done it before. So you know how to speak when spoken to, and you move on with your life. But at the end of the day,
but why it got to be like that? Because I don't have issues. So then, if you keep saying like you and Tasha are very optimistic about like, oh, but I'm like, nah, son, like
that'll never change because I'm all for love. I'm all same here. God is love, and I'm of love.
Yeah, but y'all doing happy dances again
today, and I hate y'all tomorrow. But the next day, after that day,
we fight too, Dana. We fight.
So Jen here in the audience, she's
emotional some days. I'll be like, yeah, I ain't dealing with you today. But it's never to the point where I'm so mad that I'm never going to speak with her.
Jen B on there says she say hello and goodbye. Goodbye.
So, right. That's true. But I'm never going to be to the point where I'm so mad at Tasha and Dana that I'm blocking them from Instagram, I would never do that to them. I would never do anything to undermine you. Because that's not where not at this point in my life, ever been.
But 45, you're saying?
No. I'm not going to take anything from you. I'm not going to not give you something that's due to you. I would never do that because that speaks to my character. So y'all deal with family. I deal with character because family, everybody that's blood and family. Boom.
You know what?
And that's true. That's true. I have people that's my family members and they're not my blood.
6'9" now.
What do you say, Dana?
Because I got girls that don't have my blood that I know would never do some of that stuff to me.
Yeah.
I just don't think it's cool. Like where you get off with that? Like where's your character? Because I'm never going to leave a person with my character damage. So this is my thing. So you don't give a damn about what your cousins feel about you, but you care about what other people. I would give a damn about what y'all feel about me because y'all are my family before I care about a girl. Like, no. Mm-hmm. So you would do something to diminish your character, and because I'm telling you right now, I'm looking at you like you shady. I don't play that stuff, and I tell you, Dana, and I said this to you. I said, so are we supposed to eat things because people are our family? When I was wrong with one of my aunts, I said, would I deal with somebody? If that was my homegirl and she did that, I wouldn't mess with her no more. But because she's my family, I'm supposed to eat that? Nah, you smoking.
Right. It's a touchy situation, especially for somebody that's cool. You know, when it comes to
your character speaks of you before you open your. Who are you before people? What do people know of you?
Right. I agree. I tell you
something. Your family know you better than the people you facade around. So if your family think you shady, but all your homies be like,
what he said?
Don't.
Okay, so if a person is a single child, because with what he said, because with siblings you have checks and balances. Okay,
Michael and I said that. Like sometimes when people don't, and we've had this discussion. Sometimes when people they didn't grow up with that person to say no to them. Like Dana, I said to you, like Corey used to get at you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mike used to get at me. Tasha's an older sibling, so she knows what it is to share. But when people don't have, but Michael, that's a little weird for me too, because I have friends who are only children who never act like that.
Right.
So again, this speaks of your character.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with the character all day. I agree with the character. So,
but I do believe that some family members, they may not be blood, and you call them your family, and I have those. I've taken them in as a family member
because they got character.
Well, for me, my circle is very small to begin with. You gotta get hazed to get in my circle because I'm not beat for nobody. I've been burnt so many times, Tammy and Tasha, that it's not even. You know
what that even. So here it is, right? Even in my hurt and in my pain, I still would not allow a person to change who I am as a person.
That's true. You can't.
Right? I've been hurt and I've been missed because anyone who knows me knows I have a heart of gold. Like I really do. I really will give you the shirt off my back. But let me tell you, when that pit bull comes out,
that's it. You can't do nothing about it.
Because at that point, I'm like, you think you slick, and once I think you slick, I'm done. Because you think you, like my brother says, I was going late night, not last night. Like, don't try playing me as a fool. So, you got people who do things that are not nice. And like, for me, it's just about people's character. And I watch what people do.
So let me off onto another subject. And I don't know if y'all experience this, but this is another question. Parents that disagree with each other on disciplining the child.
Okay.
What do y'all take on that? Like, two parents, but they disagreeing on disciplining one child or two child, whatever. Like this child, they might say, "Oh, you spoiling him or you spoiling her," you know, but you're really not. Like, do you ever witness that? Do you ever see that? Like, do you know anybody that went through that?
I can see that. I guess growing up, I felt that maybe the younger siblings got away with stuff that I know that I would have never gotten rid of. Like my mother my head probably been knocked from here to kingdom come if I would have did some of the stuff my younger siblings did. Like that's just not even an option. So when I feel like that is different in that aspect, or I feel that you shouldn't, like the parents need to come together and actually discipline them the same way, but it's going to be different if it's a boy and a girl, and girls because of their personalities. So I think that they should always discipline both of them the same way.
They don't have this, they have this, let's just say, for instance, your husband had another child and you don't like the way he's raising that child.
Oh.
What about that situation? What would you do like in that situation?
Mind your business.
Stay in your lane.
Yeah, because that's a lot. That's a lot for me to say right now.
Baby got a different mother.
For instance, yeah.
Mind your business.
Yeah, I don't.
That's a touchy topic.
Forget you, Dad. I don't care what. You should sit up there, mind your business, huh?
No,
that's not your business.
No, but what I would.
What if you said to you, what if you said you ain't my mother? Get out of here, Nick.
I'm gonna mind my business. But I probably would curse you out and you'd be scarred forever.
What I would say, if James had a child and the child said that to him in front of me, I would tell James, like, James, that your child was very disrespectful, and I don't know how you deal with that, but I think that's something you and their mom need to come to grips on, because the disrespecting of your parents should not be allowed. Okay. And if that child was to say that to me and be like, well, you're not my mom, you can't make me eat this or not, I would tell them, you're right, I'm not your mother. But at this house, this is what we do. We eat dinner together. Like, this is what we do here. And if it's something that they don't like, then they're welcome not to come there.
So my thing is, the only time you mind, so if the kid is living with you, that's different. But if the kid is living with you under your roof, that's different. But if the kid is elsewhere, and depending on the age of the child.
Why? Right? Why does the age matter?
Because if you because when you said that, in my mind, you got to be grown to be talking to me like that.
So no, you got kids that is young talking like that.
I've seen it.
I've seen it too. You got some young ones. Get out of here, Nick. You got some young ones. I'll be like, there's no way.
I think so. Here I go. I can't. This is who I am. The word says, "Who God joins together, let no man put asunder." Right. But so if your child is disrespectful, and this child is not my child, guess what? You're gonna be going to take Johnny to McDonald's because Johnny can't come at my house, because then Johnny gonna get his ass whooped. Because you're not and I don't house where I pay bills and ever be disrespectful. And God forbid if you have siblings from me, because now you setting the tone. This is why I never was mad at Joe Jackson. Joe Jackson had to set the damn tone because it was two of him and Catherine and all them damn kids.
A lot of it.
I agree. A child should not be in your household disrespecting you.
Not coming to my house with that energy and that vibe, because then minds will be looking at you. Ooh. But even if I don't have kids, I'm not paying bills anywhere and be disrespected. So no, your kid can't come to my house, because I know a person like that. His daughter was really disrespectful to his wife. The wife said she can't come here no more, and he could not bring her. You can't.
that parent needs to say something. They need to get a hold of that.
Yeah, that's true.
You're not coming to my house disrespectful. Where I pay the bills and you're gonna eat my food, don't come to my house. You can meet your father outside, you can meet your mama out. Don't come to my house if you're disrespectful. Period.
How about that?
That comes with a conversation that all three parents need to sit down.
That's true. Yeah, I agree.
It just does.
Yeah, because then you're not going back telling the third party some lie. No.
What'd you say, Dana?
The other parent ain't willing. What if the other parent is just not mentally there?
They come to my house.
Okay.
Well, then auntie need to come.
It's gonna stir up some drama because now the kid gonna be lying like, she don't like me. No, so we don't have that. Don't come.
That's right.
Well, maybe it's an auntie that can come or an uncle. No. Because I know at some point, so my nephew had an incident, and I guess he was getting bullied by somebody else, and my brother had to step in and was like, we're going to the boy's house and I need to meet with his parents. And so my brother got his baby mom and they went to the parents' house like, we got to talk this out because there's some confrontation between your son and my son, and we can't have this.
Natasha, that's different.
And I'm saying that as for instance, because obviously that child must have came into the same household and was doing that to their son. And the son wasn't saying anything until somebody found out that was occurring. So that was happening in their household.
But that's
so yeah. No, well, what I'm saying is parents should come together. That's my whole object of saying this story. That parents should come together.
I said the third parent being the child's parents, mother, father, will not be there. I will never be disrespected by a child because I don't do well with bad kids. I just don't.
Bad kids.
I don't. I don't. Because I don't play with kids. And I tell people I don't play with kids. And I'll be like, where's your mother? I'm not talking to you. Where's your mother? Because I don't play with bad kids. So if my husband had a child that did not want to respect me under my roof, your child cannot come in my house. Because
what do you feel about parents that mistreat the child because of a gender identity?
So Dana, how do you feel about that since you're a parent?
Because
me and Tammy don't.
No, I've asked so many questions. Which one?
The one you just asked.
About the gender identity?
Yeah.
I mean, to each his own. I would tell if they're young, I'd be like, you know what? The Bible says this, because they don't know any better.
Well, everybody know I have transgender friends.
Right. I don't have transgender friends, but I have some gay friends. So I
too.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So it's different. Now, when they, to each his own, when they older and they know better, it's nothing you could really tell them.
But Dana,
what could you tell them?
No, because remember the situation.
We could tell them something?
No, remember the situation where baby girl had a party.
Yeah. The painting on the nails. Yes.
What? See, there y'all go hitting the.
I didn't want the little boy come to the party. You was like, I'm not doing that.
I'm not doing that because of the painting on the nails.
Oh, I didn't realize it was painting on the nails.
Oh, the nails.
But the little boy was he act feminine, right?
Yeah, he was feminine.
But he wanted to come to her party, and the father was like, I don't want him to come, right?
The father said he didn't want him to come.
And Dana was like, no, I'm not doing that to
I'm not doing that because this is a new era right now. Like it's just weird. It's just things just comes. But I would never, as a parent, will turn a child away because of their gender identity or problems or whatever. I just would never.
Tasha knows. I think we all feel the same. Like Tasha's been she has friends that way, and I've had one of my, of someone who's dear to me who we just got off the phone with,
and I love her. How about that?
Who you all will meet at some point in time.
By the way, you will be a fourth
because I'm always around people who are gay and transgender, and this is what I tell people. It's not my position to judge because God don't like everything I do. It's my position to love. So when that person lived under my roof, we went to church, and I would tell this person about this is what this is, and this is what it. But that you have to answer to God for your own sins, just like I have to answer for mine. But if I had a child that was of the LGBTQ community, I can only love my child. I'm not going to treat, because you know why? The world is already out there.
That's right.
To kill my child. I'm not going to treat my child crazy because
in their own home.
Yes.
In their own home.
That's it. So as parents, and I have never biologically had a child, but I've always around kids, and I've always been around kids since I was in my 20s. I'm like foster kids, right? In my church, in my neighborhood, and they call me and they talk to me, and I always give them truth. And I always give them a little bit of me, right? Meaning my frailties and my mishaps and my bads, but I also tell them, you don't want to do this, but I'm gonna give you truth. My baby Arcia calls me anytime she's having things. She'll say, "Pick gonna get you straight." I'm gonna get you straight. I'm not gonna lie to you, because there's gonna be people out there that's gonna lie to you. So why would I lie to you? Why does the man do this? And I told this particular person, you got to know. Excuse my French, y'all, because it's about to get ratchet. I told him, you got to know penis talk from heart talk.
That's right.
So if dude is saying certain things to you, is that his penis talking, or is that his heart
talking?
Because they can sound the same if you want them to.
So I got a question. My question is, how do you show different love to different family members? And if so, how do you show that to them?
Jesus even had it in a circle. There were 12, and then he had his homies. Absolutely.
So how do you show that?
Why or how?
How do you show the different love between certain family members? How do you show that?
Family member. That depends on the family member. If the family member's conniving, it depends on the family member.
Right.
So how would you show that in that aspect then? How would you do it? Give 2 examples. You said one of them's conniving and one of them isn't.
Well, the common denominator is always love. Like, I'm always going to show you love, regardless of whatever you feel about.
How do you show that love?
At the end of the day,
what are you saying about show love? Like, you keep saying show love. How would you show it?
You know what love
is? Disrespectful.
Right. Do you know what love is? Love is kind. Love is gentle. Love is all these things. So I'm showing all of that. Now, I don't care how you may have an ulterior motive about me. That doesn't have an ulterior motive about you. I don't have my own ulterior motive. But me, the common denominator is to show, this is only for me because I can't speak for nobody else, but for me, this is how I win, is to show love. Now, you can take it the way you want to take it. You know, I'm gonna be cordial, I'm gonna be respectful. I do this to my enemies. How about that? Not a family member. I do this to enemies.
So that is what love is. Love is kind. It does not count right or wrong. It doesn't easily get angered.
Some game. I just gave some game for anybody.
But love is also truth, right?
That's right.
So in my truth, when I'm not dealing with you, I'm going to feed you.
Hello.
Handle spoon. That doesn't mean that I'm not going to be nice, but I'm just going to keep my distance. That's wisdom.
Hello. And that's what it is. That's just what it is. Like, hello.
Right. And this is the thing, Tosh. So this is what a friend of mine says. Every relationship is tested. That's right. This is how you become homies and friends. Like, oh, this is my homegirl, but this is your ride or die crew, right? Every relationship is tested to a different level at different times. How do people become core groups opposed? Like I said, Jesus had 12, but he had his core, right? So how do you become the core? The core people is those people who you never have to question their loyalty.
Exactly. Loyalty is number one.
The person who you know is not going to talk behind your back. And even if they say something, they're going to like, I already said that to Tasha or Dana.
In her face.
But just don't know for sure.
The person also is always honest with you. No ulterior motive. I can be honest. And if you're wrong, I'm going to get you. If you're right, I'm going to tell you. but I'm not going to support you when you're wrong. If you my core, the way me, Dewan, so Tasha made the morning club. The morning club is me, Dewan.
Oh,
she made the morning club. Is you?
She was inducted in. Now she's a newbie to the morning club, and it's only the morning club because we all be up at 4 or 5 in the morning. We text.
We do,
right, Tasha? Because Tasha's up, I'm up, Eric's up. Yeah, we know you can never be that. And it's that
Donna's up too. My sister Donna's up, so we actually will text each other, and we be like just waking up and say the same thing to each other. Like it's like ESPN. We know when each other. But
this is the thing, right? So the morning crew, particularly Tasha's kind of new, and she'll get to know them. But that Eric and that Dewan,
they so family.
We so honest with each other that we hate each other. Dewan be like, I hate y'all. Like nobody's gonna let you look stupid in these streets. Five, like no. I know Dewan is probably somewhere looking like I hate her, but we don't play the goofy game. They told Tasha her flowers was dead. They was ugly. Get them from in front of her house.
Tasha, they told you too?
They told me my plant. One of my plants was dying. They were like, "You need to get rid of it." Dead. I said, "No, I'm gonna bring it back. I'm not gonna give up on a dead flower."
And I can't even get mad because Tasha again. That's who they are. But then again, they from Jersey too. That's just a Jersey thing. I don't know what it is that we just do that type of stuff.
But no, I don't give up on dead flowers. I like to nourish it back to health.
They even do that.
People earn their place in your life, and I know there are certain people that I know I can always count on because
you'll be grateful to have that core that you have because at this age, you're lucky to have one.
One. You're lucky just to have just one love.
Listen, you are so lucky. Like you got a core, y'all. Y'all gotta really stick to it.
And I'm gonna tell you something. This is my thing with people, and I tell people this is my family. This is my friends. If I can't be a blessing to you, I damn sure won't be a burden. No, I won't be a burden because it's too much going on in the world, particularly with COVID. When you see people today and they dead tomorrow. I'll be somewhere in somebody's way. So I'll bid you fair. And even Jesus dusted his feet. I dust my feet of the situation. And there are situations right now that I've dusted my feet of because there's nothing I can do with that. I've tried. Michael, what?
What you say? Levels. Y'all know, no judgment. Show compassion. Love is consciousness. What? Too unapologetically, don't give up to F about how anyone feels. That's right. I want everyone to do their own thing. You know what? You always been like that, Mass. Like you always been like that.
But that's from mommy and daddy.
Always been like that, though.
That's from mommy and daddy. Mommy and daddy has. You know, my mother and father like the most lovable people on earth, and I don't understand. I don't have a stingy bone in my body. I'm the one who's not married, don't have kids, and I'm always on the scene. Like Dana know anytime her girls are around, what we do, Dana? We go to the movies, right? They come to like who's mad? Nobody's mad, and they love you to death. They love you to pieces. And you're gonna feel like that too, Tasha, when you get to know them too. They love them. I swear to God. Tasha, that's like you meeting your sibling and being jealous of Donna. Like, where are they doing that at? Like,
yeah, I don't know where they do all that at. Like my siblings now and my nieces and nephew, I love all of them. And I can say even on my husband's side, on James' side, my nephew's there. Like they show me love. My niece there show me love. All of them show me love. Like it's nothing that we won't show each other's love. So on my mom's side and my husband's side, it's like we show love. Now I have my dad's side and we show love. But when the love is not shown from a family member like that to me, I'm just like, I don't even know how to take this.
You don't take it.
I'm like, wait a minute. I'm not used to this. This is different.
Hold on. I'm gonna tell you how to do that. You don't take it. Don't even take it personal. I just told you don't take it. Don't take it. That's an issue they got to deal with. That's not your issue. That's not your problem. That's not nothing that you have countered. That's them. You still like you, honey. You still
like Jill Scott, Dana. I'm gonna be.
What'd you say, Dana?
You still do. You still do what you're supposed to do, because guess what? You still get the blessings. You're not doing it for them.
Exactly.
You're not doing none of everything that you guys do. You're not doing it for man. Remember that. You're not doing it.
Be somewhere, Dana, living my life like it's golden. I don't have time.
That's
right. Bitter people are like energy zappers. And I'm not lying to you all. Like I say this, it's tired as I am, as kaput as I am, and I know I got a paper to write and in a spreadsheet to finish for school. As tired as I am, the love that I have for you guys, literally the tiredness kicks out, and I go into full mode.
Well, anyway, we're at the top of the hour now. I'm gonna give my health tip, and we're gonna shut this thing down. We love y'all, but here's what'd you say, Dana?
What's the health tip?
All right, let's see. Let's give my health tip here. If I can find it.
Are you gonna tell them why?
Huh?
I was telling Tasha.
I'm trying to find the thing first of all.
And you explain to me why these are good for your diet.
Oh
yes.
Yeah.
I will. I'll discuss it. Yes. Okay. So the reason why I put this up here is 7 top alkaline foods. And the reason you want to make your body more alkaline is because our body is made up more percentage of acid. If we all don't know it, but we have acid in our stomach, and acid breaks down our food when it hits our stomach, right? So when you wake up in the morning, your stomach is just bubbling. You feel that hunger, anger, and that's more acid jumping up and down. So what you should do is when you wake up, you should eat something that's more alkaline. It can be water with lemon in it. You just put water and lemon, and that produces more alkaline in your body. It helps to renew your energy. It improves your mental clarity, and it increases your health overall, and it reduces fat. So the first thing is eat a food or drink something that is more alkaline before you start your breakfast or before you start a lunch or a dinner. So that's my tip. These are just some of the foods. There are many foods. Actually, let me stop this banner so you can see it better. These are just some of the foods that are high in alkaline. Actually, watermelon is one of my favorite, and it's not up there, but that's very high in alkaline.
And asparagus, Tosh, remember?
And asparagus, correct. So try more alkaline. Get up in the morning, make you a bottle of water and lemon and drink half of it. And then for lunch, do it. And for dinner. It's better for your body. Let's see if we have any questions now. Let me get this down off of here.
Thank you, Tasha. That was good.
That was great.
Alkaline.
No, wait. Yes.
What did
I called you deep? Hold on.
He said, who raised you?
She got it in her blood, Mike. She got it in the yes, Dana. Okay, listen. That's why we got it. You know what? When are we gonna have Mike on here? Mike, I know you're looking. Tammy, shut it up. That is my cousin.
Well, y'all know Mike will be sending crazy. Michael's a brain.
That's what we want, though. We want that. I want that.
Tasha, was there any other questions?
That's right.
No, there was no questions on here. So what we're gonna do now is we just want to make sure that you guys subscribe, like, and share to YouTube at Fine and Taylor. Bring a friend on, tell a friend, tell a cousin, tell the whole world. Bring us on. We like your comments. We love the motivation that y'all give us. Just thank you guys again for supporting us and love and everything. And thanks for tuning in. Dana and Tammy, y'all have anything?
I love y'all. Y'all my cousins. I love y'all.
And thank you for watching. Thanks to all that didn't watch live, but will watch after.
Yes. And next week, we will have our topic coming up. We have a few topics in there. We will have a guest, correct, Tammy?
Yes.
Next Monday.
You're probably like, no, we don't want no guests right now.
We will have a guest coming on.
When we,
well, Dana, you won't be here next week, right?
But I won't, because I said my cousins. No, it's not.
Yes, she is. She's like your cousin, your best friend, right?
Don't do that.
But thank you guys again for tuning in. We love y'all. And thanks for being fine and tailored.
Yes, fine.
Fine and tailored. Like, subscribe, share on YouTube.
And if you really want to be tailored, hit up Tammy.
We need to
Blessed with a Dime.
Wellness and fitness. We will be doing that. Wellness and fitness. We will be doing that.
We got to bring Mr. Chavis back on because he's
good with that?
To talk about that, huh?
He's good with the wellness and fitness.
Yeah, that's he's a personal trainer. He finished his training.
Okay.
Certified, I believe. Yeah.
All right. Y'all have a great night.
Have a good night. Thanks for watching.
Thank you. Love y'all.